last year, I moved with my family. Adapting to my new community was hard and a little scary, but in the last year, I have learned to love the change. When my teacher told me that we were doing contests this year, she had told us what the contests were, and one of them was a writing contest, and since I love to read, I decided to enter.
She is a voracious reader, and she reads far above her grade level, and she's just very passionate about it.
So that day, my parents said, we're gonna go on an adventure after dinner. And so we got all dressed up. My parents told us we were going to the city council meeting to be patriotic.
We went to the city council meeting, and then she was first on the agenda.
Addison's essay won first place, and we are happy to recognize Addison.
I was like, oh my goodness. I also like that I can now bike over to my friend's house. I used to live off a busy road and didn't have any friends I could see without driving in a car. I discovered that there was lots of kids my age around the neighborhood. In my opinion, my new neighbors make Taylorsville awesome.
I remember when I first moved to Sanpete 6 years ago, I had a happy look on my face when I saw the house we were moving into. I was a little worried that it might be the same as it was in my old town and I might not make friends. Soon I got to know Spring City and I didn't have to worry anymore. What I really love about Spring City is the trees and the views and the people here, and I've made a lot of friends here.
I was at work and I got a phone call. She said, this is the mayor of Spring City. And I'm like, oh no, what's she getting my phone number for? And then she's like, well, is your daughter Madison Nielsen? Well, I don't know, it depends on what she did.
And they asked that tonight we recognize Madison Nielsen. She won second place in the whole state of Utah for her essay.
There's animals grazing in fields, there's a lot of agriculture in the spring, and there are beautiful flowers everywhere. There's a mountain called Horseshoe Mountain. To me, it reminds me of a giant horse that stepped on a mountain. Its footprint along with the horseshoe got left there just like a footprint on the moon. I love the views and the beauty in Spring City.
Picture a huge Y printed on the mountain for BYU and a lush, beautiful hiking path to it. And when you're there, there's a beautiful view of Provo and surrounding cities. And you can just walk along there for miles and you can see the whole view of Provo. It's super cool. So the parade is the biggest parade in the county, Utah. There are huge balloons, the balloons are giant. It's like the ones that are in big, huge parades, because it is a big, huge parade. We couldn't really do the parade this year, but I'm excited for next year's parade.
We are excited to announce that you are a winner of your essay that you wrote about Provo.
I was really, 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 really surprised. I felt mind blown,
So her title of her essay was entitled, My Wonderful Community.
It was really fun describing my hometown, the town I was born in and the town I lived in most of my life. Provo is by far the best city in the world for many reasons. Super cool, it's very friendly and kind, but also very busy and bustling, but it's very fun too. So it's fun to be in and be around. So when you consider hiking trails, the fun things to do, and the wonderful schools, it should be clear, Provo is the best city in the world.
We were flying around the backyard, flapping our humongous dragon wings, or rather, the blankets around our necks. This is how I grew up, thanks to my amazing community. I love my community because of the great people here and the fun we have together. You can go out on the streets, you can play with your friends without having to worry, and you can just be more of a community. In my neighborhood, no one is a stranger. It's easier to be friendly with one another in a small town because you bump into each other more often. It's a really good environment to grow up in.
This is one of the most fun things we have to do every year. This is a contest that Utah League of Cities and Towns gives to all of our middle school students. All right, now I'm asking Mary Lyons to step forward. And
my mom said it was something about the community essay, and I was like, I Okay, I mean, I didn't think I won, but I'm extremely grateful for my friends and family that made my childhood possible.
I'm going to start with our second place winner, who is Nathan Wilden. And I'm going to ask him to come up to the mic and read his Why I Like My Community.
I was surprised.
This is yours, right?
Lots of folks say their wish is to grow up and go to the big city where it's wonderful and warm. For me, I hope to stay here in my lovely small town. There's so much to love about the place I live. I like to ride motorbikes and go and chase cows and help on the farm. Here in Gunnison, you can never get bored. Nearby, we have wonderful mountains to go for a ride or a camping trip. Also close by are the White Hills. I love the White Hills. It's between Gunnison and Mayfield, and it's these hills that have lots of trails to go riding on. I am more truly able to reflect upon how wonderful my community is by writing this. I unquestionably know that this is the place.
The smell of sizzling barbecues give me the taste of the joy of my neighbours. The lush lawns filling the street with colour gleam in the dappled sunlight. You won't have any stress from anyone, and there are lots of neighbours who are friendly and are willing to give a helping hand when you're in need. Cheerful whistles, dog barks and the spraying of water are the usual signs of the elderly couple opposite us taking their dog on a walk, or the lady from 120 Stansbury Park with her husband gardening. We moved here because my mum got a new job where she went to a French immersion school, the Grantsville Elementary School, where she enjoyed her job, and my two sisters were able to go there and have a good time.
I guess this is a surprise, Eve, for you to receive this.
I was surprised because my mum and dad hadn't told me until we got there. It looked a bit like a jury, and as if I was on for a trial.
So for that, you won first place in the essay contest, and you get this certificate.
Thank you.
From the kindness of the neighbours, the lake's bountiful gifts, to the opportunities that are at hand in such an enjoyable circle of bliss. So if you happen to be passing by the quiet, friendly Stansbury Park, don't recoil from waving at the residents.